Hello, this is Kristen Rowe with BecomingDaffodilsLifeCoaching.com. Today's 10-minute tutorial, I would like to speak to you about flow state. So what is flow state? Flow state is when everything is really going well in our lives. And sometimes that just is automatic, and other times we really have to work at it. We are, 50% what our DNA gave to us, right? Our height is a fixed thing. But then we have 50% variable, like our weight is a variable thing. Flow state, I try to preach to people to be between 51 to 80% in positive flow state. We're not perfect. 100% is not what we're shooting for. We're shooting for 1% better than we were yesterday. So if we do that, if we start out at 51% and we do 30 days consistently, we can get up to 80% flow state, positive vibe thinking. The more in the flow state we are, the more ease of things coming back to us that we're really looking for in this life. So let's start with our thoughts. So our thoughts drive our emotions, which drive our action or inaction, which drive our results. And we have conscious thoughts. We absolutely know we thought it. We wake up in the morning, we look out the window, and we're like, oh, it's dreary out. And then we have an emotion from that, and then we have an action or an inaction, and then we have a result or lack of results. We also have subconscious thoughts. So these are a little bit deeper. Sometimes we don't realize that they are a thought loop that recurs over and over and over again. So it brings up these really deep wounds, feelings that kind of always seem to stay in this loop where it forces us to have inaction and lack of results. So some of those core wounds can be, you weren't seen or heard as a child. You don't feel worthy. You have a lot of insecurities. Those tend to be more core wounds that take a little bit more work to identify. So you have, with those, you identify with the emotion first, how you feel, and then you can sort of backtrack to the thoughts and the recurring thoughts that you have. So first thing is you're able to identify the thought, right? It's a conscious thought. You then have an emotional response to that. So let's say it is the weather. It's yucky outside. And then you have this feeling of nothing good is going to happen today. And then from there, do you want to get out of bed or you don't want to get out of bed? And then from there, the results are, did you get out of bed? Did you have a productive day or didn't you? And it all started back with your thought. If it's subconscious, again, it's the feeling. You're feeling depressed, overwhelmed, not enough. It may not be that specific thought, but it's that bunch of thoughts that will have you feeling this way. So here's an example, right? The thought is, I need to lose weight. So the emotion with that can be this core wound of unworthy, of it's always going to be this way. It's my DNA, okay? So you can say I'm fat, I'm unworthy, I'm disgusting, I'm unhealthy. It's my genes. Or you can kind of catch yourself in that thought emotion and you can say, the thought is still, I need to lose weight. But if you can emotionally say, I am worthy of a good life, I want to be healthy, I want to have great mobility, I want to be strong, I want to be a role model for my kids or other people, because I feel like that's my purpose in life. Feels a whole lot different. If you are stuck in that negativity thinking of I'm fat, I'm unworthy, I'm disgusting, it's my genes, you probably won't take the actions in order to get the results. So this is why this higher vibration thinking is important. So how do you catch a thought? How do you start this process of flipping these things over? Well, First, as you catch thoughts, write them down, whether it's your thought or it's somebody else's thought. You're at work and somebody says something negative, write it down. Try to come up with a believable reversal of that thought. If you know that it's a negative thought, something believable, right? The weather is crap today. Yeah, the weather is crap today. Maybe you turn it into a question. Does the weather being crappy today dictate how my day goes? No, it doesn't dictate how it goes. So maybe when you identify that thought, take a breath, forgive yourself for having such a negative thought, and ask yourself questions about it. Is it true? Do I have evidence to base this on? That every nasty day is an unproductive day? No, some snowstorm days you clean the whole house. So put it through a filter of and question it. Is it true? Is it evidence-based? Okay? Is it mine? Clean. If you grew up in a household where they always cleaned the house on a certain day of the week, and then you're frustrated because every Sunday it's like a panic attack. Your kids may have made a mess and nobody's helping you and Well, is it a true fact, evidence-based, that house cleaning has to happen on Sunday? Maybe you decide to do it in segments throughout the week so that Sunday isn't lost to frustration and screaming and bad feelings, right? So then we have our emotional part, right? Emotions are basically the sensations in our body, whether it's tension, it's an upset stomach, it's jaw pain, whatever it is, right? It's a sensation in our body. So get to know your body, into the sensations that you feel in your body on a regular basis. That's where calming down and doing meditation and clenching and releasing and doing all of these techniques to figure out when your body is feeling tension and dis-ease. Again, some of us notice this first. So if you're feeling depressed, anxious, overwhelmed, negative, here's what you can do. Stop and ask yourself, how do I want to feel? Right? Why am I having this thought? Why I feel fat? Why am I having this thought? Well, because it's something that's bothering me that I know that I need to take action on. But our ego tries to keep us, judged, criticized, tries to keep us where we are because that's comfortable. Anytime you realize something that's not going the way you want it to, you have an opportunity for growth. Well, growth is uncomfortable. Growing pains are uncomfortable. So be aware that there may be some discomfort in making this change, but ultimately that's where you're growing, okay? So now you get to the action or inaction, okay? I feel fat. I've been able to flip that into I want to be lighter. I want to be more agile. I want to be more mobile. I want to be stronger. Switch it to the positive why you want to change this, okay? Then we're going to go into the action. So now we want to find aligned action that makes that I feel fat, I want to change that thing, right? So aligned action. So aligned action every day, consistently every day. I need to figure out, energy in, energy out. I need to figure out what I'm putting into my body and what I'm taking out of my body. So you want to look at your diet. You want to look at your movement. You want to see where you're lacking and you want to add that to your day. This is where your default programming shows up, right? The excuses. I don't feel like it. I don't see the results immediately. Okay, well, if you don't put any action, you won't get the result you want. That's just how it is. So note your excuses. They're also negative thoughts. We want to flip them. So how can we do that? So there's seeing to believe, which means you find expanders in life. You find people who are actually successfully doing it. You surround yourself with that, whether it's podcasts, whether it's books, audio books, real life people, fitness trainers, people at the gym. Find the people that are doing it and pick their brain, watch them, let them motivate you to motivate yourself. Then there's believing to see. There's visualizing it, right? It's closing your eyes and imagining what it would feel like to be that weight. It's great to set a weight as a goal, but imagine what it would be like to feel that weight. What does that mean to you? And embrace that feeling, okay? That's believing to see. If you believe it can happen, if you believe you're worth it, then you will see those results. Take fragment steps. Ask yourself, what is a small step that I can take today towards this goal? What is a small step that I can take every single day towards this goal? All right? And then there's your results. And if you're not getting the results that you want, go back to your action step. Make sure that you are reminding yourself that you are worth it. Make sure that when you have those negative thoughts, I'm not seeing the results I want. Okay. What could I be doing? How am I hurting myself? How am I helping myself? Will I regret this? Will I regret not doing this? Ask yourself these questions. So that is my little blurb today on flow state. How do we get there? How do we notice our thoughts and flip them to something more positive? And try to get 51 to 80% of that positive vibe, high vibe thinking, and make things happen. Make the changes that you want to see in your life. All right? Thank you, and I will see you next time.